Hi, I'm Matt Leidy from The Gentleman's Mentor. Today, I want to spend some time talking about thinking versus acting. So, modern man, what do we do nowadays? Most of the time, we sit around and we answer emails, we make a phone call, maybe we come home from a hard day at work and we come and sit on the couch and we crack open a beer and we flip on the TV, or for some of us, maybe it's flipping on the TV and playing some video games. A handful probably read, and a few actually get out and do something. Lately, I've been reading a book by Stephen Mansfield called Mansfield's Book of Manly Men. And for gentlemen, if you haven't read this book, I highly recommend going out and getting a copy of this book. It's kind of his maxims for how to get back to being manly men. He breaks it down in several different four different categories where he defines kind of the core essence of what it means to be a manly man, or a manly man. And one of the first aspects of it just hit me hard, and it was the idea of thinking versus acting. If we go back and we think about our fathers and our grandfathers and great grandfathers, if you've had the luxury of seeing pictures of them or knowing them, there's a good chance your memories of them are men, that are, they're covered in dirt. They're in overalls. They're coveralls. They've been out working either in the farm, or they've been, working in a factory, or, iron workers or tradespeople or craftsmen or something like that. They spent the majority of their days doing things, building things, constructing things, exerting energy, on their feet, putting in a hard day's work. They rarely had time to sit around and think and just postulate and think about how they were going to solve a particular problem. And there's nothing inherently wrong about thinking, but if you don't put your thoughts into action, then you're kind of just wasting time. You're not really achieving anything. And so it was kind of an interesting revelation to me, because quite frankly, I had resorted to just thinking lately. As I started this process of making these videos for The Gentleman's Mentor on YouTube, I just found it was easier to think about what should I do next, and then think about, well, what kind of camera should I use, and am I doing the right thing, and maybe I should think about how to get the sound better, and instead of actually doing things. And what's interesting is, if I'm not creating these videos, I'm not really learning. I'm just thinking. I'm reading, but I'm thinking. But if I never put it into application, I'm never going to improve. And so this past weekend, after I had read this particular part of the book, I ironically spent some time thinking about it. But then it was like, you know what? I need to act. I have plenty of projects that I've written down, things that I'm capable of doing, but I thought, I'll either outsource these to somebody else, or I'll just, won't worry about them. I'll get to them later. There'll be another day. Wait. And after reading the book, I'm like, it lit a fire underneath me, to the point where, okay, you know what? Let's start with something simple. There's weeds that need to be pulled in the flower bed. And so I got up and I pulled the weeds out of the flower bed in the front yard, and I felt great. And that immediately led to going around the backyard and pulling weeds in the backyard, and also pulling weeds all around the side of the house. It wasn't that bad, but there was work to be done. Which then caused me to look at our fire pit area. We have a paver patio area, and I was like, you know what? This area needs cleaned up. It hasn't been touched all summer. And so I started cleaning that up. And then I looked over in the backyard, and I remembered I had 2 trees that were dead, that had actually been dead for a couple years, and they needed to be taken down. So I took those trees down. And so that was all done on a Sunday afternoon in just a couple hours time. But after that was done, I felt like a sense of accomplishment. I felt like I had made a change. I'd made an impact. I'd done something more than I had done in the weeks prior, which led to me to try to continue that streak. Later this week, I had some projects around the house with sprinkler systems. So I put a new sprinkler controller in. Not anything earth-shattering, but things that had just been sitting around and piling up. And so what I wanted to challenge you about today was to start thinking about the next thing you can do. And don't think long about it. Just look at your to-do list. Find something on there and go do it. Go get your hands dirty, make a change. And then try to build upon that. Try to string 2 activities together, then 3 activities together. And let's all collectively try to cut back on our leisure time and just sitting around and thinking, and start creating. I think the world would be a better place if we all got out there and just started making some changes and improving our world. So take some time, short time, think about the things you need to get done, and then go out there and put something into action. And I would love if you would just leave a comment below and let me know, what did you take action on? What are some of the things that you guys have done around the house to make a change, or in your work, or wherever? Just tell me what kind of action you took. Even if it's the most simple action, I want to hear about it. And if you think somebody else could benefit from this video, please feel free to forward this message over to them. Let them take a look at it. And I would encourage you to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so when another video comes out, you'll get notified. I am going to try to commit to doing these on a more regular basis as opposed to every 4 or 5 months. Again, that's all part of me taking action and spending less time thinking. So I hope this video was helpful. I will talk to you later.